Now we know what a stock is. How can we check if a company we would like to invest in is stable and has potential for growth, allowing us to make a return on our money? When investing in a company in the stock market, you should treat it as if you're buying a whole company. Have you ever watched Dragon's Den or Shark Tank? In these shows, the investors interrogate the business owner to understand how much the company is making in profit in the last 3 years. We need to think like a dragon or a shark investor and review the financial reports of these companies we're thinking about investing in. Let's review a company's financial statements to see their sales, assets and liabilities, as well as the earnings per share. Having an understanding of the company's financial reports will reveal how the company is performing financially and if there is potential growth to come. There are a lot of free resources out there on the internet where you can find information about a company's financial reports. These are some of the websites I use to gather my information: BAM, SEC, Morningstar, Yahoo Finance, and MSN Money. For this video, I'm going to use BAM SEC. Let's go to BAMSEC to see the financial reports for Apple. Within the dashboard, you can see the reports that are available. It has news on or information on the financials, news, prospectuses, regulations, and etc. What we want to look at is actually the 10K reports. The 10K reports is actually the year-on-year financial reports. You can also review the quarter reports. But let's just jump into the latest 10K reports. There is a lot of information available, which is fantastic for us to interrogate. However, what we can do, we can actually jump to the relevant sections to reveal the information that we need. So if we do a quick find, and I've got it here already on net sales. Let's have a look at net sales. So let's scroll through to see if we get some financial information on the net sales for Apple. Brilliant, we found something here. Within net sales, we can see how it's performed over the last few years from 2018 all the way up to 2020. It has a breakdown from each of the categories, so iPhone, Macs, iPad, and actually wearables and etc., and also services. The sales of this chart are in $1 million. In 2019, there's a slight dip in $5 million. That can be a bit concerning when reviewing the financial statements for a company. Let's have a look at where this $5 million went. So if we can scroll down to identify a deeper breakdown, we can see something here that there was a reduction in sales in Greater China and also Japan. So this provides some context as why the revenue drops in 2019. You can see that sales went back up in 2020. When looking at this chart, especially for Apple, the most important segment of all is the USA. In 2018, it grew 4%, 2019, 7%. So you can see the growth there. Within Europe, it was -3, then it went to 14. So you can see there's a lot of potential for this company. Now let's have a look at assets and liabilities to see if there's any debt within the business. So if I was to pull in assets and liabilities here, see what we can find. Okay, fantastic. The total cash in the bank outweighs the debt. That shows a good indication that the company is stable. If the debt collectors wanted to collect all of their money, Apple has enough money to cover that debt. Another important metric for us to have a look at is EPS, earnings per share. An EPS is the company's net profit divided by the total number of shares outstanding. For Apple, we can see a year-on-year growth on the EPS. 2016 all the way to 2020. However, there was a slight dip in 2019, but it sure made up for it in 2020. This shows that shareholders will actually make a profit from every share they own for this company. Let's have a recap of what we will look at in the financial report. We'll need to see a year-on-year growth on sales, assets, and this could be cash held, that is greater than the total liabilities and the debt that the company has, and also a year-on-year growth on earnings per share. If we can see a consistent growth each year, it is a good possibility that this company is very stable and it will continue to grow in the near future.